Matea, Mamad. Go and talk as Mammy can go already. Bukovia, then the Riga. Omano Nanjara, which was a room. We know Maru Maina, Urawa, Mamamuenga, and Awana. Which and when they show up, we change Johnny. And when they when I saw we change Johnny. And when I who got them for us, we change Johnny. And when I who got them for us, we change Johnny. And when I get my years, we change Johnny. And when I that is Moses Matema Mati. Na normally embwenda hii ukiambia ngo selimu ichinjoni tawe basi ndiye anatukaribisha on the part 2 of the show with my guest here who are there, John and Bwayo. They are still here. We are with them on this part 2 of the show, and this is now the last part with them. And of course I welcome you all to this show kindly. My name is Tiberius Simiyu and we are live on West Bukusu Online Facebook page and of course Tiberius Simiyu YouTube channel. What you do is I welcome you all here and do a favor of like and follow this page if you've not done so. Kindly like and follow this page and of course be among 6-point-something followers of this page. What's about course? Karibu ndi hopa the ino. Follow si hobasi alafu ndakuchilira au ndi mulala wenwe akaribu hoba kosi. Haba hola online live basi naba kuchilira omukosi. Karibu kali.
Tache have usema wewe.
Yes.
Last year February online. We are back. And thank you very much for sacrificing to be with us here live and using your bundles and just follow the discussions that we have.
Yes.
And we appreciate each and everyone immensely for trusting this channel.
Yes.
To disseminate the society and the voices that are pressed down here.
Kabisa.
Karibu wakos.
Asante sana. Now that is the welcoming remark from them. I also join them by welcoming you here on part 2 of the show. We are here for almost 50 minutes talking about contemporary issues affecting education sector and of course their take on the current affairs and their advice on or to our leaders in place in fulfilling the agendas that they promised their people. No contemporary issues affecting education. I'm glad that you are stakeholders in education, so you understand these things better than me or any other or any viewer who is watching. Yeah. Now, can you update us about the issues that are affecting education and maybe your advice, your candid advice to the government and maybe to people to talk about it? Karibu sana.
Asante Mwami. We have issues that have raised.
Yeah.
Mimi, I'm going to deal with issues especially affecting comrades, because once a comrade, always a comrade.
Yes.
We have the issue of government funding and capitation, and help loan.
Yes.
Before we started this interview, majority of people were saying, kienda kwa interview, kindly talk about the funding, the government funding, and the help loan, and whatever.
Yeah.
I want to first of all appreciate the essence that the government is trying to come up with a scheme to determine who is needy and who is not needy for them to fund a comrade.
Yes.
That is very good. A very good agenda and idea. But now, the problem is, I don't know how the government is going to determine Bernard of Suboti village that this Bernard is 60% needy or 20% needy. I don't know if they are going to scan this document for them to know that this Bernard is needy. I don't know if they are going to see the face to determine that this Bernard is needy. That thing is going to increase the rate of college and university dropout.
Yes.
Because now, naumbo lelo li omusomeka kama enangata emusakasa esirende kahole kanyole A- or a B+ or a C+ and wants to join university.
Yes.
And you are telling me that this same student should apply for a committee to vet and determine the level of neediness before he's given this money. A course become that was costing not less than 500,000 for the whole 4 years. Sai no lora ku fee structure, no lora ku admission letter. They are telling us that the fees for a whole year, one academic year, 216,000 for 1 year.
Yes.
This is total shrewd, and this is now going to affect students, and we are not going to have, in fact, universities are not going to have students. Because now, who can raise 216,000 from Sibota and join a university?
Very true.
Because majority of these students have been, their fees have been being paid by well-wishers. Some are orphans, some are from families that are need. No kende msakasa, no kende siboti, neno the wall siboti. Olukunyo walenji ya permanent abenda. Malokana ya mwalimu malakabu kuleroni. Na umbo leloli, a student from a poor background will raise 216,000 to pay for university education 1 year. That is a dream. So the government funding scheme, according to us, should be that let every student who has qualified, let that student get funding as it has been. Because now, every student deserves. Every student, because now, what is the essence of working hard in high school now?
Yeah. True.
It will lack meaning. No one will go to high school, work hard, because majorly we used to work hard in secondary for us to go to university, get funding, get help loan. In fact, some of us used even our help loan to pay for our siblings while in secondary school or primary.
Yeah.
Because, you know, our families have not that capability of raising the money the government wants them to raise.
Yeah.
They have said that they are coming up with a committee that will vet those students applying for scholarship or whatever, help loan or whatever. There is already a committee in charge of help loan. What is the essence of having another committee? These are cartels that are going to take bribes to give money to students. And we are only going to have those people who can raise bribe to this committee. Those are the ones that are going to get this funding. Because if my Angela of Suboti cannot raise 100,000 to this committee, he will not be able, her son or her daughter will not be able to get this funding because she has not raised the bribe. We don't need a committee to do vetting for students to get funding. Help loan committee is enough. The people running help loan scheme can still do that without prolonging the procedures, without making this process tedious, without training parents. You know, a parent is going to look for an advocate, going to look for forms, going to look for what to upload for them to get funding. And they are saying the funding is going to be divided into two. Those who need full scholarship, 80%, 65%. What of that? That is what is going to affect. the university education is going to be for the rich. If this government wants to have only rich in the university, that is what we are going to have. So we must advise the government that everyone deserves scholarship. As far as the person has passed exam in the high school, this person deserves scholarship because this person has toiled. And majorly, we come from counties that are poor, where a parent cannot raise even a meal. And you are telling this same parent to raise 216,000 for the student. Where on earth? Where is this money going to? Where is this person going to get this whole money? So the government should do away with this thing of funding committee. The government should implement what has been there. Let people apply help loan. Let people, as far as this person has qualified to go to the university, according to the CUSIP's directive, let this person get funded. Let him get university education. This person will pay if he gets a job or not. But telling us that this person will be funded depending on the level of neediness, who will determine neediness now?
The classification of being needy.
Yes.
Like
who will do that?
Very needy.
Who will determine
somehow
that?
Needy.
Yeah. they are trying to show us that they are trying to compare us to houses. This is impermanent. This is permanent. This is muddy. You know,
yes.
A human being will never be a house.
Yes.
So the government should. My advice over it is that the government should stop on that scheme funding. And you know, we have so many student leaders that are silent. I don't know what is happening. Because we should raise up and tell the government the truth that this thing is wrong and we are going to have reduced number of students going to university. I'm among the people who supported this government, and truth be said that is wrong.
Very true.
That is very wrong. Let's come to CBC. CBC is a good thing. But now, when Wilson Sossion was a Secretary General of KNUT, he advised the government very well that the government of Kenya, as a country, we were not ready for CBC.
Oh, yeah, yes.
We were not ready. Today, they are still fumbling, saying, 3, 3, 2, CG 4, 8, 6. They will be saying now, let us learn 4 years in PP1 and PP2. The government is complicating education in this country. And you know, education will lack a meaning. Nelson Mandela said, if you want to destroy a country's economy, play with the education system.
Yes.
And that is basically what's happening in Kenya. We need to tell the government the truth that education changeover from one level to another needs time. On the issue of CBC, parents are straining, people are crying all over, teachers don't know what they are teaching on CBC. You know, the government is not ready. They directed that let those students joining to undertake education, especially primary and diploma, that the qualification for them to undertake such a course should be a C+, C in mathematics, C in which subject, C in which subject. A whole year, there was no student. In the whole country, there was only 144 students who qualified to do that course. Today, recently, last month, they announced that they want anyone who has scored a C plane with no cluster subject to do the same course. See our government. We are trying to say that education needs no complication. Let education be the way it is. If there should be a transition or if there should be a change, let it be a systematic change that needs everyone on board and everyone's opinion.
True.
That is it.
I think, Siberia, it is a very hefty, feeling that we face as a country.
Yeah.
And like my brother is putting it, if we mess our education system, we have messed the country in it becomes curiously. I was looking at the 2023 Task Force Education Reform Report. My main interest was just looking at who are the originators of this, whatever that we have.
Yeah.
This is a country that has professors. This is a country that has enough doctors, because having 76 universities today in Kenya tells you, and from the provisions of the Commission for University Education, there can never be a university that is conferred and given a charter without a certain number of professors put in place.
Yeah.
Which means if we have 76, at least we have more than enough professors in this country.
Yes.
I'm looking at that list and I only saw one professor on that list. I was looking at that list and I was only seeing one doctor on that list. And so this is a country that has excessive resources, that you can get the basics wrong, because you get just the same, in the same spirit, for sure. If we had the president say, you want to advise me and you don't know. I know more than you know and you want to advise me. He is a doctor. Why is Dr. William Samuel Ruto allowing PhD?
Yes.
Like me, allowing people without PhD to advise him on intensive matters of this country. The same way, Dr. Mochogu sets up a commission to come up with proposals that are supposed to
It's called Presidential Task Force.
It's a presidential task force emanating from the Ministry of Education. And here the CS himself can approve a list of Mrs. and Mrs. On that list, when we have 76 universities in this country which must be hosting professors and doctors, people whose sole responsibility is to research and advise and give solutions through research.
Recommendations here.
Yeah, and you see, that is how we are getting it wrong, basically. That it is that mediocrity that is reducing again the universities to come back and start trailing and going back to where TVETs are supposed to be thriving. And I mean, like for God's sake, in the last examination, attempt, last KCSE, we had over 800,000 candidates sitting. We had over 140, we had around 145 candidates, qualifying to join university education. We had a very big chunk of around 600 plus thousand candidates who would qualify to go for diploma and certificate courses. We are getting the fundamentals wrong. Because the first thing, before we start addressing the financing of higher education, are we getting it right by our structures of the education system? Why are we confusing the mandate of Commission for University Education and the mandate for TVET and the mandate for the lower learning cadre? Why do we want to merge again and bring again trespassing, allow trespassing now? TVET is trespassing the corridors of university, and the Commission of University is just there. And you have a whole commission in office, in place, to check and ensure that the university is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Higher level of learning, research and innovation. Then you are bringing a TVET student into that environment. What do you expect? And now we come back and say we want to look at the whole funding model. I have no problem, whichever model you want to use. You want to fund, I don't know, like my brother is putting it, I don't know how you want to categorize people and say now this one is needy and this one is, whether they are needy, they are not needy, they are whatever. The first fundamental thing is, do we have a proper guideline on setting the university fee structures? I come from the TVET sector. We've been left everybody on themselves. Look at what the others, it's now a matrix of competition. You set your dynamics as you wish and nobody comes to question you, which is a very wrong dynamic. Because if we had a universal way of saying we are in Kenya, we are Kenyan children, the same Kenyan children are seeking an education opportunity. They are given equal access to that opportunity. You want to go to University of Nairobi because you like what is being offered at University of Nairobi, like me, the alumni of University of Nairobi. You can go to University of Nairobi at the same cost that somebody who wishes to be at Masinde Muliro University can. So that it is not a competition of rushing against how much you have in your pocket, but rather the quality and the desires of the land. When we are talking about all this needy and all that, and where have we taken care of the interests of these people who are being classified as needy or whatever? Have we even directed them? Not everybody is interested going to Kabarak University.
Yeah, true.
No, there's somebody who wants to go to Strathmore. There's another one who wants to go to Mount Kenya University. Another one wants to go to KCA University. Another one wants just but to be an alumni of the University of Nairobi through their education. But now you are bringing up a funding model, a model that you want to classify people who have no choice. Because actually, when you say you are funding me, I have 60%. Now you are funding me 60%. I'm going to University of Nairobi. When you go to University of Nairobi today, a semester is going around 148,000, almost 200,000 per semester. When I join university,
per year is almost 500.
It's not almost. It
500
is
plus, yeah.
500 plus.
Yes.
Today, if you do tabulation for a degree program for 4 years, somebody needs over $1 million plus.
Yeah.
How many afford?
And then now
are we encouraging people to be independent, or are we encouraging people to be more dependent on the system of funding? Because the biggest question that we are bringing in force then is we are curtailing the whole process and making it deliberately curtailing and cocooning those interested into schemes of being classified. Because I think we had reached a very good level in this country, where now you are placed by COOPs. You choose to apply for help or not, depending on your need. Because help is a loan. I don't know why we even discuss it when it is a loan. I paid mine. And people are paying.
It's not free money.
It's not
You'll
free
pay
money.
back. You'll pay
you
back.
are paying back. Why are you talking about
with an interest clear?
Whether I'm needy or I'm not needy. When somebody
you are semi-needy.
When I'm borrowing this money, I'm borrowing money.
Yes.
For God's sake, why do you want to again tell me you don't need this, you need that, you don't know that? The framework should be, can we address the fee structure and bring universality in this university costing of the programs, so that we can reduce the madness on the costing? Because when you reduce the madness on the costing, people can even finance themselves. There are some who can finance. But now we are making it impossible for even the few who could finance, so they come back to the same bracket where they really need that help. Because when you bring an economic constraint of like 200,000 per semester, you have households who cannot even raise 10,000 to take a student to a day body, a day secondary school. Then here you are saying that same person, that same family will get 50% of the funding, will get 60% of the funding, so that where they're getting the 40. And do you know what the 40 is? Because we are talking about percent. It sounds very nice to talk about the percent. But what is 40% of 200? It's still not peanuts. Is this something that is substantive? Is this something that cannot be achievable by a common knowledge? So, I know, like I said in our previous talk, we have the education chair, the honorable, the committee chair, Honorable Hambo. I know he's listening.
Yeah.
And he should hear me out.
Yes.
It is very important to go back.
Yes.
He's my best friend.
Yes.
Go back to Parliament.
Yeah.
Reduce this madness. and let us have a fee structure that does not discriminate from institution to institution. Because if I'm doing Bachelor of Education Science from Masinde Muliro, I'm not a lesser teacher when I graduate.
Oh, yeah.
As compared to a student, my comrade, graduating from the University of Nairobi.
Or Moi.
Or Moi University. Or Egerton or Maseno.
Or Kenyatta, yeah.
Or Kenyatta. Why am I paying less? Or why am I paying more? And yet we are becoming the same teacher. And yet we are going for the same employee.
Wow.
The same employer, same salary scale, different fee. It's unfair.
Very unfair.
And that is how it begins. Because if we can address, like in the US, let's stop talking about funding models and let's fund a student.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because give me a loan, I'm the one interested. I'll be the one to pay after all. Because the government will always keep reminding you that you have a HELB loan every day. HELB is always there to remind you that you have a HELB loan. And that is an obligation that you take up. And it alleviates us because it brings us to speed. That HELB loan, I can tell you, like my friend Bwayo has been saying. I remember when I was in university, and much as I come from where I come from, some people don't know. Like I was telling you, I used to cycle from this place to Kakamega. This place to Kakamega is not less than 100 kilometers. I used to use a cycle, not because it was very,
enjoyable, but
enjoyable.
It's the struggle that you.
Yeah, but
you are not having any other option.
You don't have that. You don't have that option, So if we don't make this university, before we start talking about the models of the university, can we talk about the structuring of the university? So that the university has a structure that depicts universality. So that universities don't just wake up and they have their own things. I can tell you for sure, today, if you go to these universities, there are universities that a medical student pays 400,000 for a semester. Where on earth do you get that money? In this Nangata village of mine.
400,000.
400,000. How do you get that money? How?
For 6 years again. What?
And then you are going for 6 years for God's sake.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, and that
That is
person is supposed to go
3.6 million. Wow.
That person is supposed to go for 6 years without a break. And you are talking about, you are going to give that person 60% of 400. So tell me, 60% of 400, what remains as 40%? Is it even anything somebody can achieve?
80,000.
It's even worse.
Very worse.
It's even worse because, this is somebody who already is down, dead. Then you are adding another bullet. You are killing a deadline. So, ideally, our funding model that we are talking about should start from, can we have a proper structure? Because it's not rocket science. Can we first distinguish what is the mandate of TVET?
First,
what is the mandate of TVET? Because it's a whole confusion. How do you again wake up and TVET is again going to university? So where is the mandate? Where is the mandate of Commission for University Education?
Q.
Where is the mandate for Q? If TVET is going into the space of Q, do we have a shortage of the TVET institutions?
There are very many around.
That TVET cannot be allowed to grow its space.
In Bungoma there are 5. And one university.
Why can't they grow the space?
For their own.
On the side of TVET.
Yeah.
And so that universities can enjoy
their glory.
The Commission for University confines.
Yes.
And restrict themselves to that confine.
Yeah.
Why should they again come back and say, again they are here, they want to come and poach again the 600,000 who are meant for the nursery? Because the nursery and the plantation can never be one and the same thing. We must agree. TVETs are here to alleviate those who are supposed to start from a different level and come to university. And I think it is also a problem that is just going to ensue comrades. And I know, I've been a comrade, I've been, there. There is no way. When I was a student for education, physics and science, there is clear disparity between me, a physics student, and when I meet my English literature colleagues. I tell there is that natural bully of saying you are doing easy things, I'm doing complicated things. There is natural feeling that somebody is doing medicine and you are merely doing business management in the same university. How do you now socialize this class of people? Somebody doing engineering, somebody doing medicine, and you have somebody doing artisan in community health. In the same university, how do they meet? How do they socialize? How do you address them? Because they are all students. They are, when you ask them, I'm at Masinde Muliro University.
Yeah.
As to whether I'm TVET or I'm university comes after I am in the university, Masinde Muliro University. Why is Masinde Muliro University again hosting a TVET? Why? Is it so difficult for Masinde Muliro? Is it that there is nothing we can do to make university sustainable? Or is it that we are just now, there is a game that we want to play? Because this country has become a country of games. Because you have a commission, when you talk about the education reforms, you have a commission, the Odhiambo Commission
of 2012,
that recommended the formation of CBC. That report comes with also recommendations that we should reform the education sector and stop duplication in the education sector.
Yes, duplication, yeah.
Instead of stopping the duplication, we even amplify it more. Because you have, like what we are talking about, university funding. Yeah?
Yes.
You have COOPs. Is it?
Yes.
Playing the role of blessing the students. Very important. You have HELP. Playing the role of vetting and funding the students. Very nice. Why do we introduce the university funding board? For what reason? What is their work now in this chain? Is the work not over? What is left for them to do that HELP cannot do, that COOPs cannot do?
Wow.
That the university funding board again comes in. What is it that they want to do to make it now, a successful chain? Because let's face reality. The interest of the student is that the student will apply for whatever opportunity they want.
Kabisa.
COOPs is taking care of them and telling them, look here, you want this, you have this, you will belong this institution. It is done between COOPs and the student. Is it? The student say, okay, COOPs, you have told me this institution A is fit for. Is it? I accept the position. They finish that discussion. So the student now is here going to that institution. The student realizes the student does not have enough resources to fund themselves to go to that institution. HELP is waiting
for the applications.
For the application.
Yes.
Now tells them, you apply. We are here. We will see if we can give you whatever we will give you. We will give you. What is so difficult between the two institutions handling that process to a successful ending that you have to introduce a university funding board? For what reason? If not duplication of roles and bringing confusion.
Very true.
The same thing that happens in the whole saga of like you have TVET. TVET has come in, and TVET is overseeing the TVET institutions for diplomas, certificates, and artisans and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now TVET has come in. In the Odhiambo report, TVET has come in. It has found the Kenya National Examination Council in place. A body established by the parliamentary here. It has found a parastatal in the name of KICD in charge of developing
curriculum. Yes.
Now, the two institutions are there, and they are ready, and they have the capacity to discharge the same responsibility, the what TVET wants. Because if TVET wants to implement curriculums, they will go for curriculum development. Why can't they go to KICD and tell them, look here, guys, we want a curriculum that looks like this.
For us.
For us. Go to NEC and tell them, look here, our examinations are not rote memory examinations. They are practical, hands-on examinations. Who says that at NEC is not possible, that NEC, with the structures that it has, all those offices that it has, it cannot handle a CBC examination? And you tell us NEC cannot handle CBC exam, but it is taking care of the class nursery kids. The grade 6 are a product of the NEC that you are saying NEC has no capacity to discharge a CBC exam at a TVET level.
Hey.
It's a pure lie.
And then you come up with another thing.
It's a joke.
Another body.
It's a joke that somebody makes to come up with another cocoon in the name of TVET SIDA.
Or CASNEP.
No, even if CASNEP is there, that's a professional body. No. The problem is like, you know, like primary. You have a NEC, is examining grade 6, and nobody is complaining. NEC is still ready to examine grade 6. Nobody is complaining about grade 8, grade 6. But somebody has a problem with NEC examining SIDA, TVET competency-based at SIDA level. I mean, are we short of thinking, or what is the problem? Are we missing the basics? Because are we not seeing that that is duplication? Because it's like you have a kitchen and then you start constructing another counter kitchen, and you say in the morning you cook breakfast in this one. You cannot cook and the kitchen is for cooking.
With
then
one
what
wife.
are you doing?
With one wife.
No, mkazi mulala onende chikoni ndumba chikoni kindi oli lola onono chikoni ino ngene fane rino
Olino musima bongene
uzumasa bo omuno mutehera mokideri mutehera muno na masaka muno se mutehera. But you see that kind of reasoning is what I think, in my opinion. I don't understand. I fail to understand. I fail to understand the basics, because if somebody wakes up today and says TVET SIDA should come in place when we have NEC, I mean, why then do we have NEC? And all of us, some of us, the 90s kids and the 80s kids and the early 2000s know what NEC is. Know what it has done to our lives. True. Know what we are because of what NEC gave us.
Yeah.
It is purely competency. Bringing in the word competency and cocooning ourselves and now saying we are not going to follow what NEC is. It is not difficult. If the people at NEC cannot deliver to the curriculum requirements, it is very simple.
Yes. I think you've said enough. Nadhani walengo wamesikia hiyo. Yes.
Papa na mboka akaula kama hwaka. Ahoya mnyali, there is no, go back to the 2012 recommendations by the Odhiambo report. Before we implement the whole chain as recommended as at that time, we cannot be forming another task force and having another bunch of recommendations contrary to the recommendations that were made the other time. Then why are we wasting public resources?
True.
Is it not just waste of public resources? Because then these commissions are there just to dish out a few coins and come up with a framework that is friendly to the people who want it, to the cartels. The same thing our president told us. He puts down the Bible. He deals with the cartels. These are some of the cartels he needs to deal with. Yes. Because we cannot be having schemes after scheme. And stability is very key. Because if we don't achieve, if we want to achieve 100% transition at KCSE to tertiary and university education, we must first accept that we have to structure the education system at the tertiary and the university system. So that we accept that when you are at tertiary, you belong to TVET and stay there. Yes. When you are at university, you belong to Commission for University. Be comfortable, please, and stay there. Don't
enjoy your life.
Enjoy your life there. Then come back and tell us, let's forget about the schemes. Just give me, because I've requested. What we need to do as a government is increase the kitty at help. I remember even the help had reached a level where it has become creative around creating resources. And that is what we need to be seeing. Because help had reached a level where it has now started even partnering with constituencies.
Oh, yeah.
So that now the constituencies, the CDF at the constituency is channeled through a clear, open process that we entrust with help. And help is discharging that mandate more than the CDF committees that we have. It is more transparent, it is more open, and it is more accessible to all. And there is no bureaucracy. And it was running very well. They have CDF that they are getting in. They are partnering with the counties. They are partnering with even individuals. And you can even, when you go to the platform of help, they had even grown to a level where they even have other external donors. Like you had the USA coming together with the UN and all the other bodies and putting together a kitty called Afya Elimu to benefit the students who are doing medical courses. That is the kind of creativity that will alleviate the levels of funding. But let's fund the student. Forget about the schemes, because whether I'm rich or poor, what is your problem? I want education, I want that money, because I know why I want it. You might be seeing me as a rich, and I'm not rich indeed. It is a recipe for politics, because we know what CDF has been through those schemes of determining who's needy and who's not needy. And you see how it ends up. We all know how it ends up. Because it is until you are on the side of the current regime that you will benefit. Who wants to stay in a Kenya that is skewed politically, that you cannot have your say, even if you are the minority? Even if you don't vote for today's government, why should you be forced to be on the side of the government? Because it's a democratic country. Whether you vote for the government or you would deserve to be served. Whatever we want to propose under this, the needy, the whatever, the ping-pongy, it is the same thing of bringing politics in this thing of comrades. And comrades should rise to the occasion.
Thank you so much.
Comrades should rise to the occasion. Our committee should, you should rise to the occasion. The Kenyan child should not suffer.
Very true. Very true. Thank you so much for that. And we have only 10 minutes to go, or 15 minutes there to go. First, I want each one of you to have like 3 minutes or 2 to just highlight about the impacts. How is community feeling you? Yesterday we had the former OMP telling Professor Kisangani, 1-on-1 was a professor. Hayo bandu bo bakufile ho abone nono ngoro nyenga mwe haya no muri mwesibona mwama muri ndala ngoro bandu besiboti namwe bewodi enyino bamufira bari na bakozi. I've said with Bwayo, then dakabiri like muda pia haruna
azanduma. We are not only being mouthy, we are not only building castles, but we are also implementing the same on the ground. We have done a number of things to our community. Among them is, as we are speaking, a number of students from this community are schooling at Reliance Africa School of Health Sciences. And we don't we don't leave them that way. We struggle for them. We apply bursaries for these students. We move offices, especially for those students that are needy. We move offices to ensure that if this student is schooling here, this student should be comfortable while schooling. We have also done a number of things. One among them is under our umbrella, we've donated books to schools, young upcoming schools. We have done contributions, like in 2019 we had 4 students that had been scrapped off the county scholarship.
Yes.
We did contribution, and we also ensure that those students have been taken back to the scholarship scheme. And we also ensure that there is enough cash for these students to go to school. We have constructed houses in this ward.
Yeah.
Number 1, the first house we constructed at Sango, we have done 1 house in Mukwa, Rufino. We have also done 1 in Netima.
Netima, yes.
So we are moving forward. Our urge is our community should be part and parcel of this liberation.
Yes.
We are doing this not because we have so much money. We are not doing this because we must do it. We want to do this to show our community that if a student or if young people are liberated, they can do much to our community. So we want to tell our community that we join hands and do much. We are not tired of doing. We will continue doing.
Yes. Yeah. That's fair enough. Yes. To you, John.
Thank you very much. Romukosi, I rise in the spirit of my father.
Oh, yeah.
And when my father, I have seen this locality when I came, as I was growing up, because I was just born in this locality. There are social amenities here which were not there.
Yeah.
Because of education and high-heartedness of my father's level and advocacy for community, I have seen birth of this institution here. It's a primary school.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen birth of a secondary school. It's Troll now after his death. They have seen a birth of a polytechnic just behind us here.
Mashwele Polytechnic.
Mashwele Polytechnic. Mara mzahoni katila very serious. And that informs me that, and because of these institutions here, when you come here, now this is a good place. It looks better than the way it was bushy. That is which is normal and good. Yeah. But this place used to be dilapidated and bushy. But because of that, he has brought, and you see, there are so many now new settlers. Until I don't even recognize some of the neighbors because so I am a strong believer of society.
Yeah.
And when you are up, you have to come back. And that is why we have started with our own constituency.
Yeah.
We have not taken our locality. We have very many students. That is the only thing I can do to help my people and make them feel that they can also join. Because today, the medical institutions that we have are very expensive and they don't listen, they are in business.
Oh, yeah.
We are not doing business with our people. We are helping our community to come up.
Wow.
So that Runo, Mwana, Kejele Kitali, Ezeo Jalat Manuma Nango Umza Huru. Manat Manuma Umza Huru, what I don't know, Sai, Papa Fred Yanupa, Navawam, and Nani Nomti and Kavi Sayumukov. Don't know, Papa Horvari. Rajanabu Kuromu, oh, Fred Natman Cheng, Manuma, Nacharani, and each and another Pelipanga Huketo. So that is what we want to do. We want to elevate. And they say charity begins at home. And that's what we are clearly doing. Ne eomanyile babu kusubefwe kwa Masika babu kusuba kenda ngamunina. Wabara holu barera sikuli ngoma bunoze bahejeta. Lakini no bara kumunina kitale yeyo baleche sikira no basima kumunina. Nize sikira wabare. Wabare sikuli kumunina. Holi no.
That's so good. Oli bagine bajinga kiba.
Mwakezi ngonga muli mwezi mbaho mbuli sibaho munina ndi mwanina tawe. Komunina zikuli siba komunina.
Asante sana. Oleje wana ho chikona kiti baadaye ngazinola. Omwami karibu awo ndi wana kusabu campus you are advised to our leaders around the MCA, the MP, the governor on fulfilling the agendas, and of course you are advised to the youths from Bumula who are watching your life. As we are wrapping up.
First of all, I want to appreciate that youth from Bungoma, from Bumula, from Tongaren, from Sirisia, and all corners of this county. You people in 2019, 2020, you mobilized, raised up, went to Zuri, went to members club and voted for me. You did a good job. Kwanza, I forgot. Nataka niwashukuru sana. My term is ending next year. I might have not done the best, but I will try my best until I finish this term. Wow. To our leaders, MCA, MP, and all other leaders, you will only be a peaceful leader. You will only be a leader if people are feeling your leadership.
Yes.
I want to ask you, there are leaders who are still doing politics up to today. They have never realized that they are leaders.
Yeah.
There are those who are still doing politics. I want to tell you that do justice to the people that elected you.
Yes.
If you are elected leader, do service delivery. Fanyia watu kazi. Do job to everyone. Yes. No matter that person supported you, did not support you, wewe fanyia kila mtu kazi. Do service delivery.
Yes.
Wacha kuangalia oino ka supporter, oino sekaba waseta, oino mwana. No, wewe fanyia watu kazi. As far as the beneficiary of that service you are doing is someone from your constituency or from the area of your jurisdiction, fanyia watu kazi.
Kabisa.
Lastly, to our people, our youth in Bungoma and countrywide, anyone watching me, we have started this liberation of 100% transition to tertiary learning institution. Yes, ukaba na bafasi 12 bongen, lakini today we know that Jesus existed. This is a bandwagon that left and is still traversing every village and every corner of this particular country, Kenya. I want us to pick up this particular message. I want us to pick up this liberation. I want us to pick up this mantle and pass to everyone. Because without transition to tertiary institution, we will still be in the same poverty and in the same mind we have been having.
Yes.
Let us transit. Yes. Let our brothers transit.
Yes.
Let our community transit.
Fair enough.
Lastly, let us stay together. Let us remain united. Because united we stand, divided we fall.
Nice talk there. John, can you wrap up now? Yes.
I want to take this opportunity to address the comrades. More specifically, comrades of this constituency in this county. That as comrades, I keep saying, if you get united, you bring a voice of reason. But if you are not together, you become a propagandist. Instead of, in the name of you want to get a kick, or you want to get attention of a politician or what. Do not live as glued people on politicians, because politicians are here to pass, because we change them after every 5 years.
Yes.
Last season we had Mambo, for example, for us. Today we have Jakwan and Nwamboka. Yes. So if you are a clinger on these politicians, tomorrow so comrades, we should look at what is pressing us today, because that space that you want to leave behind is a space that your brother your younger brother is coming in. If it is a worse space, it will be worse for your brother. If it will be worse for your brother, it will be the worst place for your siblings when they come to the same system. If we allow this kind of system to proceed, we will have a problem. I want to address our leaders. With all due respect, can we stop duplication and PR with issues that are real? He sits on a seat that can really change the wave of this, the sail of this boat. Because this boat is sailing the wrong direction under Mochoko. It is sailing the wrong direction because no duplicate it is not adding any value.
Yes.
Can we change this sail and have it well? The leadership of this county, and I have appealed to all the leaders. My MCM, Bakokiwa Sejo, Mwangel Home, Mwanorisi, Mwami, MCS, support our children.
Yeah.
These comrades, school, support the homework. Amwana kama ku village akhalolanga babakupile kura no bahocherano bakakupilanga hota no bale khamsa mumbe hota bana bano bosi they want to access that opportunity so that tomorrow hata niyo hole ho yinyo hakunyole mwiro wa huyete
kabisa.
So I want to appeal to our leaders right from the governor through his education ministry that we have an opportunity to change these counties safe. And we have an opportunity as a county to shape the education skills for our children and for the sake of this county. Because this county will only prosper if we have export in excess of the human resource. We have enough people who have gone to school. We don't have to labor like what we are having. You advertise for a position and you want set a given dynamic, and people are not there to apply for those jobs because we are not to speak the MPs. Umwami Chikati Mwangeho, Umwami Nani, where Tongarini. Chikati wa Tongarini.
Yes.
Nani we kandu Makari. We kandu I have seen with my eyes. These guys alleviate the poor comrades to a level.
Yeah.
And now I want to appeal to all the rest. Hata Bakokiwa says na waneka kaka na wakaji sila hosini. Na wanahoma nori siya kaji sila hosini. Please support these children because they are children who come from your localities and they are going to. Don't look at the bali nolele mamu money.
So
hola sisa kama indi sora funata.
Orio because your last word to our viewers who have been watching us for the part 1 and part 2 of the show.
Yeah, thank you
30 seconds.
We thank you very much, our colleagues and the comrades, because it is a spirit of comradeship that you showed up.
Yeah.
And much as we have not shared very much interactively from what you are saying, but we highly appreciate your presence and your audience.
Yeah.
Mimi nasema asante. Karibu Reliance. We are the best college ever. Come, you will never regret. Come train with us.
You mentioned some of the handles of the Reliance.
Yeah. So
Facebook.
The Facebook account is our Facebook account is Reliance Africa School of Health Sciences.
Yes.
Where you go there, you will see our students in uniform. Very nice school.
Yeah.
And we are priming the future healthcare providers.
Yeah.
You can call our school phone number, which is 0725
Yes.
225 228.
Wow.
0725 225 228.
On Facebook.
Facebook, Reliance Africa School of Health Sciences.
Twitter.
Reliance Africa.
Instagram maybe.
Or we don't have an Instagram account, but we have a YouTube account.
Oh, yeah, Reliance. Okay. Thank you so much, our guest, for having me here, and of course for having your time live on this show. I want also to appreciate you for just spending your time, 2-3 hours for being with me here. Nashukuru sana. Thank you so much for that. And of course, I want us to come on this side. Pia nishukuru hawa guest wangu, hawa watu wangu, hawa just sit there. Just sit there, of course. Taka tushukuru wote hawa followers wetu. Wametutizama from Sijisangani. So we are also appreciating you, our follower, for being there with us since part 1 and part 2 of this show. We appreciate so much, guys, for spending your bundles, time, and space for watching us on part 1 and part 2 of our shows. I know many will come when it's in recorded form to also follow this conversation. Kindly keep inviting people to like and watch us and share our platforms. Thank you so much, guys. Let's meet next time. Bye bye. Yes.